I'm here at Corbin Creek Nursery. I'm here with Amy. She's the head honcho. We have some frost coming tonight. What do we do to keep all our plants from dying? What is your expert advice?
Well, you've got to cover the plants with a porous material. No plastic, no tarps. Use newspaper, bed sheets, whatever is porous so the plant can breathe. If you don't get it off before the sun comes up, if it's plastic, it burns the plant. But if it's porous, as the sun hits the frost and it melts, then it will melt and run through the fabric. It won't freeze on the plant. That's what kills the plant.
So you're saying you don't want the material to touch the leaves either, right?
That's correct. Put something under it. We use concrete blocks or just something to hold the fabric up off of the actual foliage of the plant. And
you've seen the weather report. What do you think is really going to happen over the next couple of nights? How dangerous is it for the plants?
Well, we're going to have a freeze tonight and, a frost tonight, and it'll be a heavy frost and a real heavier tomorrow night and possibly a light freeze. I hadn't seen the temperature since about 6 this morning, but tomorrow night, especially in an area like this, it's low-lying. We're on a creek bank, a lot of moisture, so high spots in the city, a lot of concrete that holds heat. It will not be as heavy a frost as it will out in the county area.
So a few years ago, we had that freeze that the trees were starting to bud and bloom, and then they all were choked and killed. Luckily, they came back. I was kind of surprised that they did. Is there any danger of that?
Well, that happened in May. There's always a danger of that in our area. It comes up from the south, it comes down from the north. We're just kind of in the middle. That's why they call us the middle, middle Tennessee, middle of the United States. We have it coming from both sides, and when you have a lot of moisture coming up from the south, which is what we had for the month of March because it was so extremely warm and humid, and then these cold fronts come in, you've got, all of the makings for a frost, and if the temperature drops low enough, yes, a hard freeze.
So, I've just gone to Corbin Creek and I bought a bunch of plants and they're in the ground now, and you're telling me there's some risk that they're in peril. So it looks like what you're saying is cover them with a material that's breathable, that does not touch the leaves.
Yeah, that's correct. The main thing is just get something over them. It's not going to kill them if they're budding or blooming. It will kill the bloom or the bud. It won't kill the foliage. It will burn it. And then you have to cut that burn out, and it will come back out, but if you leave the burned foliage, then you run a risk of disease and insects coming into the plant from the very beginning, and you might as well hang it up after that. So the best thing is just throw a sheet or newspaper, just something over them to keep the frost off of it. If you've got empty plastic containers, the grapevines and figs up on the hill will turn empty nursery containers upside down on them. But we won't do that until late because right now the sun is very hot, and if we have that heavy plastic on top of those plants, then it will scald them.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Amy, for that weather update.
Well, you're welcome.
The Springfield Antique Barn, located at 700 Willow Street in downtown Springfield, has over 30,000 square feet of antiques and collectibles. More than the eye can take in a single day. So set a day aside and come out and consult with one of their many experts to help you find that precious gem you're looking for. Only 20 minutes from Nashville, they're easy to find in downtown Springfield. Come on by. You'll be glad you did.